everybody wants to be different, but everybody wants to buy the same thing to end up looking like each other.
Hey, so this is Shahin and you're watching Making Noise. I'm a Montreal designer who uses sustainable and pragmatic design to make an impact and make a statement on the world.
I'm just essentially confidently guessing and going from the spectrum of doing stuff that I would wear, doing something that means something at the end of the day in terms of like the impact it has, as much as the environmental impact, as much as the creative impact, and how people can appropriate to themselves an interpretation of what I do. Clothing can be a canvas for people to perceive who I am and what I'm trying to do. I essentially decided that my reflection as to my philosophy, who I am and how I want to build myself, is how I'm going to build my brand. So very lateral and very, like, say, complementary, and very making sure that there's a balance. I decided to talk a lot less and do a lot more. People are fooling themselves if they think that opinions are going to change shit. Like, you vote with your money in 2018. What's the point of spending $8,000 if you look like every other hype beast on your outfit? You know what I mean? So Montreal is a lot of people that are coming up. There's nobody to trickle down from, so we're going to have to work together if we want something to blow up.
Either hop on the train or you don't.
Essentially, I didn't want to start One&Only, just people were coming at me like, yo, you need to make more of these. The brand is alive not through me just selling clothing, but through the people I curate. Yeah, exactly. Apple, like, genius in terms of, like, when you enter the world of Apple, you want everything in your world to be Apple. And like there's kind of that with One&Only, in the sense that once you gravitate toward this kind of philosophy and this type of, like, that's how you consume clothing, like investing into clothing, buying a piece of clothing that 1 year into the future is going to be worth double, not only because it's a one of one, because the brand is growing so fast. So like every move that I'm making to make the brand bigger makes every single person that's wearing One&Only go up with it, you know what I mean? Everybody knows that when they're paying for Apple, they're paying for the name also. But to break down a bit what One&Only's branding is just not, okay, I got inspired by one thing, but inspired by the spectrum of things from which I pulled elements of. I think you can appropriate yourself an idea, but how you appropriate yourself the idea can be either homage or bootleg. A lot of people are bootlegging, and like I've just given myself all the tools as creatively as like someone that sews, but also as a music producer. I film my own videos. Like, I'm a one-man band in terms of I don't need anyone to do this, but I'm very aware that if I want to scale and make something bigger, I have to work with other people. I'm trying to reach the depth of like being an environmental company that makes clothes. Environmental values are not going to be a make or break decision in terms of what people find cool or not. You can't be a nice guy in this fashion thing. You can't be like, oh, because I recycle, it's cool. It's something that should be like an extra. Push the idea, like there's a simple version, but there's also like, well, that's an $80 bag, and this is like a $160 bag. One of one, there's a zipper, like there's a Velcro, there's an inner pocket in there with another zipper, like to come. There's layers to something like this. You can treat leather and all that. You can also like treat denim, and like I think the obvious thing to do with denim is like distress it or like ta. And I think that's the last thing I want to do. Like, you know what I mean? Because I think distressing should be your last option with denim in terms of like where it leaves it at. But I think that's the first thing people do. And like we're start scribbling on it or writing things on it because it's super punk. You ain't punk. Waterproof in the sense that like if you put water on this, like, yo, I don't need models most of the time. Like, it's apart from collections, like the models are the people that buy the piece of clothing. Like, it's a lot more intuitive, you know what I mean? It's a lot more personal than you might think. To these 250 pieces of clothing I made, I know all the names and the sizes of everyone that I've worked with. Essentially, I'm doing the runway on the 2nd of November. The runway is pretty exclusive to media, so it's basically like influencers, actors, artists, and doing the pop-up on the 11th. And between that, nothing is being sold. First come, first serve. Like, what is success? I don't know. You tell me. Like, I feel like this is pretty much it.